Hey everybody, Jonathan here. I've got a question that was sent in on LinkedIn by Aileen Cooper. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And the question is, what processes do you suggest for one to take in the changeover from employee to self-employed consultant? So making that switch, if you've never worked for yourself before, I'm assuming you haven't, and you've just been sort of a full-time employee working for someone else so far in your career, when you switch out to become a freelancer or a consultant or whatever, you typically what happens is you're taking the skills that you learned on the job and you want to go out and hang out your own shingle and do that for other people, sort of cutting out the middleman. The thing that people don't usually recognize is that when they do go freelance or they go out as a solo consultant, they're starting a business. And starting a business has all sorts of, um, you know, extra things you need to do. You need to do marketing, sales, accounting, you need to deal with legal. There's a ton of stuff you have to do in addition to whatever your normal skill is. So when I was a FileMaker developer and I worked in-house and I decided to go solo, it was I actually made a transitional step. I didn't just go straight out on my own because I didn't know how to do marketing, sales, or any of that other stuff. I just knew how to build desktop applications. So I went from having a sort of corporate Fortune 50 internal enterprise job to go out, and I worked with a successful but relatively small boutique consultancy that did FileMaker type work. So as a new employee there, I was like, wow, I got thrown into the deep end of writing my own proposals and meeting with clients and understanding their needs and figuring out all that stuff. It was a huge amount of additional things to learn outside of what I considered to be my core skill set. So you need to find a way to a good move would be potentially to take a kind of an interim step like that. It worked great for me. And then after I was there for several years, I decided to go pure solo. And in fact, I had a good relationship with my clients and the owner of that business. And we even worked out a deal where I took a couple of clients with me. So it was a nice transitional phase that, it wasn't an overnight shift. It took, I think, 3 or 4 years. So, that might be longer than you want. So if you don't want to take that much time and you just want to make a quick switch, you just can't stand your job anymore, and you definitely want to go out on your own. Maybe you feel like you've got some marketing and sales skills, and you've got those other bases covered, maybe with people that you can hire. Then what I would suggest is to use the time that you have while you're still a full-time employee to give yourself as much runway as possible. So save up some money and build up an audience if you possibly can. So while you're still, getting that regular paycheck, sock some of it away so that when you do go solo, you don't have to immediately take everybody that has a checkbook and a heartbeat who comes your way. That's usually a bad idea. You're usually not going to get great clients every day. There are going to be some bad fits that come through the door, and you want to feel comfortable saying no to them. And the way that you do that is by knowing that you can pay your rent or your mortgage or your car payment or whatever it is. If you're desperate for this like a check, then you're going to make bad decisions. You're going to price yourself too low, and you're going to have a terrible opportunity cost loss because you're going to be working with bad clients when you could be looking for good clients. So save up some money while you're still full-time employed. The other thing to do is build up an audience. So before you leave to go out on your own, think of it like you're going to run a. You can think of it like a campaign if you want to, if that makes you feel more comfortable. But decide who it is that you want to serve. You're about to go start a service business. Who do you want to serve? Think about the client. Who do you have the most empathy with? Who do you have the most passion for? Who do you think deserves your help? If you're going to go out helping businesses achieve their goals and grow, or whatever it is that whatever the transformation is that you help them with, you might as well pick businesses that you want to see succeed. It will make everything easier for everybody. So a lot of people think, well, I have these general skills. I could help anybody with these general skills. And I'll say, well, is there anybody you wouldn't work with? And almost everyone can say, yeah, I wouldn't work with this kind of company. I wouldn't work with that kind of company because I disagree with their politics, or I disagree with the impact they're having on the world. But you can take that even farther. So like, instead of saying who wouldn't you work with, ask yourself, who would I really most like to work with? So kind kind of take out that middle of the bell curve. So on the one end, low end of the bell curve, there's a few kinds of businesses that you would really rather not associate with. And there's this giant curve in the middle where you could probably help them. And then the very top, the tail end at the very top, there's some businesses that you would love to see succeed. So pick them. Why not? I mean, if you're going to make a career for yourself, you might as well pick one that you're going to enjoy, make the world a better place and all that. I mean, all of them have money. You might as well pick the ones that you would most like to see succeed. So while you're still employed and you're still socking away some money, start connecting with people in that sort of niche market that you're interested in. It could be a vertical like dentists, or it could be a demographic like maybe first-time moms, or it could be some psychographic like environmentalists or something like that. But pick an audience that you want to help, someone you'd like to serve, and start connecting with them. Maybe start a mailing list, start blogging for them, start finding watering holes online where they hang out. Where do they ask questions? Go answer their questions. Just be helpful, start connecting with them, and start to build up this sort of network of connections, perhaps an actual email list. That would be fantastic if you could start building an email list. And then when you're ready to make the leap and go out on your own, then you've got someone to talk to, and you can say, hey, I'm going out on my own. I have these skill sets. You know me already, basically. You've already started to become familiar with my work and me and what I do, my personality, and my worldview. And now I'm making some things available. I think it might be valuable to you. Maybe we should talk and see if there's a good fit. So those are the two big things. I would sock away some money, make sure that you're not going to be in a serious cash flow pinch day one, and start to build an audience. All right, hope that helps. If you have a question, hashtag Ask Jonathan on Twitter or LinkedIn, and I'll answer as soon as I can. Thanks.